Yo, hello everyone, it's Emir here, and today's video is gonna be a build for the Mutant cell with Freyna. I honestly think Freyna right now is a little bit weak compared to other Descendants. You will see what I mean. But then again, also the hardest content that you can do, which is Sigma Sector or Erosion Purge, have like increased resistance against Toxic, so you can see her whole potential because of that. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so here we are in the build page, and as you can see, we are using a contagion build for this. I use contagion because of the just like preference, to be honest, for just using like a couple skills and then everything spraying around. But you can also use venom synthesis for this, and the exact same build will work for this. I already tried it; it works exactly the same. Uh, so with that being said, we're going to be using power increase because this will give us more damage than if we were to use focus on toxic. We're going to be using both skill cooldown modules, nimble fingers and MP conversion, experience shield for the defense and the skill power. Those two are really important. We're going to be using tech amplification for our, more damage on our tech abilities, which is every single one of our damage abilities. Venom Syncytium for toxic skill power. Toxic amplification for more toxic skill power, skill expansion for the room 0 trauma puddles that spawn, which is your poison. We're going to be using focus on tech for the cooldown. However, you can replace this for tech specialist, this one right here, and it will work the exact same. It just you suffer a little bit of cooldown penalty, but you get a little bit more damage if you want to do like min max everything. It's not a lot, but there's the option. And the last module, which is this one right here, is kind of like a wild card in a way, because you can use Decimator. As you know, whenever you kill something with a debuff, you will get one stack, and Freyna will always kill with her puddles, so you're always stacking Decimator. However, keep in mind that when you reach the champions, which are the bosses of the dungeons or any activity, you won't have this because most likely there won't be enemies to keep the stacks going. However, there's a module called Lethal Infection, which works kind of similar. It says, when landing a firearm critical hit on an enemy inflicted with a debuff, skill power modifier plus 5% up to 10 stacks, which is the exact same thing as Decimator. However, the way it works is like you first debuff the enemy and then you shoot it. As you can see, my stacks are going up to 10, and every time I critical hit on it, it will reset the stacks. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So this can help you stay have more power on the champions if that's what you want. And the last one that you could use is multi-talented. The reason that you would use multi-talented is because of the dimension buff, which is active skill cooldown minus 20%. Freyna's second ability is dimension, and the way you want it is because you want this to be lower cooldown, right? So how does this work? Pretty much you will need to like proc your second skill. Then you can see that the cooldown is now 11 seconds. And but problem with multi-talented is that sometimes it doesn't work for some weird reason. So let's try it out. I'm gonna use second skill, fourth skill. I'm gonna use all the ammo on my fourth skill. Let's see if it works. Don't mind the damage. The damage is like unimportant right now. As you can see here, it seems that it's working correctly. 11 seconds, really fast. All right, we're gonna get it soon. And we're gonna do it again. We're gonna use all of our ammo again. There we go. And see, this is what I mean right now. It's definitely slower. You can see it on the screen. It is definitely slower than the previous time. So I don't know why multi-talented sometimes works and sometimes doesn't want to work. I did the exact same thing. It's literally on video. So that's why I don't use multi-talented. It just sometimes doesn't work, and gambling between working and not working, it's honestly just a pain. So for me, if I want to if I'm doing an easy activity, I use Decimator here. If I'm doing something like Sigma Sector, which requires me to try to kill the boss faster, I use Lethal Infection. But to be honest, honestly, Decimator for me is just the best module because you don't have to do anything else. Like, sure, you lose a little bit more damage at the end, but to me, it doesn't matter, to be honest. Okay, so for the weapon, we obviously want Secret Garden because tech passive. You don't have to build it. I only have this and sharp precision shot, but honestly, you don't have to. This is what I was doing before. And you want it always breed sprint speed course. For the reactors, we're gonna go for a toxic tech substats. The mountain, obviously, tactical rifle. And for the external components, we're gonna be using the plague set. Even though we don't get the custom resource toxic skill power, we it's still stronger than Slayer. I already tested it and it actually just beats Slayer by a lot. So don't use a Slayer. Slayer is bad. It's not bad, but it's not the best now that we have this one. So the next one, I'll be showing you the arc tuning and the inversion reinforcement. Okay, so here we are in the arc tuning tree. As you can see, it's pretty simple and we have 4 points left. I will explain this at the end of the arc tuning segment. So we're gonna go all the way right to get the enhanced skill power. We're gonna be focusing the enhanced skill cost and enhanced skill effect range. We're gonna go all the way up to the enhanced skill cooldown to the right side to get our mutant cell. And we're gonna be using our arc efficiency enhancement. As you can see, it says on skill hit grants arc efficiency enhancement to self. Duration 15 seconds. Max stacks 4 seconds. Skill power 2.4%. Skill power per stack 2.4%. So at max stacks, we're getting like 9 something, right? 9% something ish. And the consumables, I know there's another one that is called what is it? This toxic cohesion. No, this, yeah. When the defeated enemy has a chance to grant toxic cohesion to self. The problem with this is that it works perfectly. It's like a mini decimator. I love the cohesion mutant cells. However, since we have the Shantic, or however you're gonna call it, module slot or like mutant cell slot, we can always be proccing the one that I showed you. However, this one needs you to kill enemies to be, to have the chance to proc. And if you're facing the champion at the end of the dungeon or the activity, you won't be able to proc this. And there's another one called the poison vulnerability. When attacking enemies infected with poison, applies additional skill power. And honestly, it's just better if you you just get more power for using the one that I show you, this one right here, than the poison vulnerability one. So for the last 4 points, you can go to the left side for the max MP, or you can get the HP. Because if you realize, we don't have an HP module on this build. And why is that? Well, first of all of the components for the plague set have max HP slotted into them. And because we're also using our inversion reinforcement by density augmentation, we're getting even more HP. So we don't need HP because we're already getting everything from outside sources other than modules, so we can get a little bit more damage. For the inversion reinforcement, I use this one. I use this for the cooldown, and I just match this with my weapon of choice. However, if you don't want to use this, you can use the max MP one, neural focus augmentation. It's up to you. And I will show you how the mutant cell works and why I say that you don't really need HP module on this. So as you can see right now, I have 6k HP. I'm gonna check that they don't have it, and you will also see how it works. Everything works together. So as you can see here, now I have 4 stacks of skill power and let them die. Okay, they're dying. 5 stacks on the inversion reinforcement, and now I have 8k HP with no HP module added into my build, just focusing on full damage. So that's it, right? And that's the end of the video, guys. I will leave at the end of the showcase in Sigma Sector. Honestly, Freyna could use a little bit of love. I don't think she's in the best state right now, but she for sure got stronger with the mutant cells. Just that right now everyone is just way stronger. So you guys in the next one. Peace.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable.
wide-range shaping charge on the ground. We need it to purify the void energy. Prime the detonator with your Arche, then hit the detonator.